Good morning, you guys. Pretty stormy day. Actually, it's very stormy. I guess the snow is pretty bad, like everywhere on all the passes and the roads right now. I don't have to go very far for the gym, but we're gonna see how the roads are. This morning we are doing, need some lights. We got Carbolin. So we've been doing 1 scoop of this during every single training session for the last year and a half, 2 years. I've been very consistent with that. And we are increasing it to 1.5 scoops. So that's a 25 gram increase in the liquid carbs. And that's not counting the rest of my carbs for the day. This is just my liquid carbs. I'm gonna be referring to my Mealplan app. It doesn't have the supplements in it, but I'm gonna be referring to my Mealplan app for the increase in calories to help me keep me on track a little bit more. So I'm gonna be using that. So if you guys wanna do that with me, you have that option. Want to bulk too? I don't think you got a problem with muscles. So you guys know I always did my protein shake, my whey protein, right after my training with some fruit. So I was just very consistent with that. We're going to about maybe a year and a half, 2 years. I've been very consistent with the same diet, the same kind of routine. I would change up the food items, but it was always about the same serving size and the food items were kind of on the same lines. I didn't veer off much from that. So you guys know I always did a serving of fruit. This is a little more than usual. I usually would do like a cup or so. So this is about a cup, probably almost a cup and a half of just random mix of fruit that I want. So I'm still doing that, but this time I am including rice cakes. I haven't done rice cakes in a long time. These are just very simple cinnamon rice cake ones, and I'm doing 2. So I'm increasing by that, and I believe 20 grams of carbs and 2 rice cakes. And then we've got, of course, 1 gram of protein and total fats like 0.5. So not even a gram. So we're doing 2 of those. So that's 40 grams of carbs right there. And then of course, I'm not exactly sure how much carbs and the sugars and the fruits. So just, of course, it's not a huge, significant increase, but it's gonna be enough from my usual routine. So I've just been adding it in. I'm doing small increments because I've been on the maintenance calories and maintenance food for so long that I'm just not gonna just throw in all this massive amounts of food and freak my body out, because a lot of times in those cases, when you just introduce too much food too fast, you'll probably gain weight. You know, just like when you cut too much food really fast, of course you're gonna lose weight, but then it's just gonna be negative all around. Weight gain, weight loss, either way. It's always good to do it slowly, small. So, you know, we're slowly increase and then we'll slowly decrease after a period of time. So that's why I'm doing the small little increments. Well, here you go. Going.
It's some dignity.
All warmed back up. I have to blow dry my hair. It is 26 degrees out right now, so after you cool down and you are wet, you're freezing. So I'm just avoid that. I'm gonna have my protein. I got my recovery in there too. I guys talked about that beta ball before. So it's better protein synthesis, so better recovery. And especially at this time, try not to make a mess in my car. The other day, I actually did not put the lid on all the way, and my protein exploded everywhere in Nick's truck. So kind of breakdown, kind of a recap on that workout. So timing myself through all the workouts because it keeps you on track, taking the right amount of rest. I don't rush the reps, but I also don't go super slow. It's kind of, I guess the best way to put it is like counting 1/1000 when you're doing a rep. So reps and weight range depending on everybody. I know what my max is, and I'm not trying to go extremely heavy. That's why I put in the bands, so it creates extra intensity. But you can see how each workout, I was roughly around 6-7 minutes total for each circuit. And I did 4 total. I didn't do anything back to back. I was actually just resting. Normally, you guys know that when I do my high intensity, I'm always doing a back-to-back workout. I'll do a weight training and then I'll add something into it. So that was my like cardio, my high intensity when it came to those workouts. So now I just omitted the back-to-back exercises. Now I'm focusing on more compound, more isolated, heavier weight exercises. I'm gonna just focus on that on all upper and lower body parts, all different body parts. I'll probably change up my split quite often. I probably won't stick to the same exact routine, you know, for months at a time. I'll probably maybe, I really just, because I have such a wide range of a variety of exercises, I am always changing it up. So it's good. I haven't trained like that in a long time, so it challenges me for sure. And so you can see some of the exercises I gauged my first set, I gauged my weight and for the reps I was doing, and I stuck between 12 and 15 reps for all my exercises. So I kind of like did my first set and I'm like, you know, you want the last 3 reps to be pretty difficult to complete. So that's how I always gauge my weight. And again, that's different for everybody. So the weight I do, somebody can't do, or somebody's gonna be stronger than me. So it's different for everybody. So I can't tell you, oh, choose this weight and do this. You have to gauge it for yourself. Pick your rep range, gauge your first set, the weight, and if the last 3 reps are challenging for you at that weight, then stick with that weight for that whole set, for that whole circuit. Then you can challenge yourself even more after a couple weeks of doing this one if you want, and increase the weight a little bit more. I focus primarily on my glutes and my hamstrings today. I did get a little bit of my VMU, which is, this is the muscle that's right here on your leg, and a little bit of quads. But mostly hamstrings and glutes today, which I'm feeling it. So we're gonna have the shake. Scares me every time now. Shake. We're gonna eat fruit, and we're gonna have the rice cakes. And then probably by the time I get home, I will make another meal. I'm doing an Amazon gift card giveaway on my Instagram, and I'm going to be doing giveaways actually all month on, just because I want to give back. Nothing feels better than giving back. You guys are awesome. And I just want to show how much I appreciate you guys. So we're doing all these random giveaways just with all kinds of random stuff. So I did $100 Amazon gift card, and all I wanted people to do was like the photo, make sure they're following me, and tag a person. And ended up getting about 5,000 comments, tagged people. I did not expect that many. I've done giveaways in the past, and it's usually within a couple hundred. But I mean, who wouldn't want to win $100 free money to Amazon? So I was just so overwhelmed by it, like in a good way, that I ended up getting 2 more gift cards. I got two $50, and I'm doing 3 winners for this giveaway. I'm excited. I can't wait to announce. This is so much fun, just giving back to people. I love it. So we're gonna do that shortly. Grocery shopping, and these are some of the selected items. We've got fingerling, whatever you call these, potatoes. Sweet potatoes. I got this like fresh made bread. It's actually local. So this is like a, I don't know what that is, Italian loaf. Got a couple different rice cake options. I even got some brown rice pasta. Oh, this is fun. More pasta. I got some spinach fettuccine down there. Some veggies, sea salt, my cashew yogurt, and some broths. Geez. A lot of you guys have been following me for a while, and you know I do a lot of as raw as possible, plant-based, not a lot of processed, because I consider stuff like this processed items because it goes through a process to become in this form. So a lot of times during that process, they either add things for like preservatives, or they add ingredients that do not need to be in foods for whatever reason, to make a longer shelf life, make it taste better, colors, whatever it is. So that's why I'd always stay away from it, is just because there's a lot of things you're putting in your body because of foods like this that did not need to be in your body. You know, there's exceptions to, you know, your lifestyle and what you eat, and having things in moderation. I am a big advocate about reading your labels, reading what is in your products, because there are options out there. Sometimes it's just, you gotta look, you gotta actually use your brain and your eyes and look. But I read labels. Like this one, for example, it is just whole grain and water. There's 2 ingredients in this pasta. Okay, so you got that one. Then we've got this brand here. It's got brown rice, rice bran, and water. That's it. 3 ingredients, you know what those are. Then you go to the rice cakes. We've got brown rice, cane syrup, natural apple, and cinnamon flavors. That's all the ingredients they are. Same thing, this one's a lightly salted one. Wild rice, brown rice, sea salt. You know, that's the ingredients that are in there. So that's when it comes to, and then of course buying something like this local bakery that made this. So you usually know it's good. It's not mass produced, it's made locally. So again, very simple ingredients. So that is the key when shopping for things like this. So it doesn't mean you can't have stuff like this. It means sometimes you have to do a little brain work. You have to look. Sometimes you're not going to have options maybe at your local store, which kind of sucks sometimes, because then you have to go find a store that carries it. So, and then sometimes you just end up being like, you know what, I can't do it anymore. Then you go back to your whole food sources like potatoes and rice. When I'm increasing my carbs in my diet, I will start making exception for things like these. Otherwise, I would normally not do that. It's kind of like in moderation. But again, I'm still meal prepping and creating my own meals. I'm not buying them pre-made, frozen, things like that. I'm actually still have to put my meals together. So there's still work involved. But I love this. That's the beauty of it. If you don't love it, then don't do it. You have to accept that there's work involved for things like this. Yep, gotta sit in Mama's lap. Why am I doing this? What would I call this? Well, technically it's not a bulk because I'm not doing a bulk. I am increasing my calories and decreasing my intensity, but I'm still lifting moderately heavy weight, but I'm not going above and beyond that. I guess you could call it a lean bulk, maybe. You think? So we're just gonna call this experiment. Why am I doing it? I like challenges. I like to try something new. I'm not afraid to try something new. Sometimes when you've been doing something for so long, your body adjusts to it, it gets used to it. So being right where I was for the last couple years, I couldn't necessarily drop any more calories or increase the intensity in my training and doing it healthy and safely. So in this case, I just, wanting a new challenge, but also to give my body a break. Our bodies are such an amazing thing and what it's capable of doing if you do it the right way. And so I just decided, why not? I have the next 2 or 3 months of these winter months that I'm going to eat more, less high intensity, less cardio. You will do this the whole time. You just don't get a whole lot of room when you're in that maintenance level. So without much fluctuation. So I'm just gonna let it fluctuate. I'm just gonna go with it. As you guys know, I've done intuitive eating for the last couple years. So you're asking, well, how do you know what you're gonna be doing? How do you know if you're gonna be doing it right? Well, I had to kind of go back and calculate out what I've been doing for so long. When I first started intuitive eating, it was off of more because of health reasons. I had a pinched nerve in my neck, and at the time I was doing macros and flexible dieting, so I was eating a lot of processed foods. And we all know that processed foods can cause lingering inflammation. And because of this pinched nerve that I had, I decided, you know what, I couldn't train. For 3 months, I couldn't do any of my training. The only way I'm gonna be able to maintain my weight, not gain weight, at least maintain it, is by eating good, is my diet. So I cut out all processed foods, stuck with whole foods and plant-based. And it did me very well. And I just kind of stayed with that till now. Well, I'm still technically staying with it. But it helped me. It helped my healing. It helped me maintain my weight. And then I just kind of took it from there and I started digging deeper into, just gaining more knowledge on whole foods and plant-based and how to maintain my weight, how to make sure I'm fueling myself properly, especially when I started introducing training back in. And I had an idea of what my maintenance and what my fat loss and what my bulking calorie macro range was, because I had been doing it already for quite a few years. So I just kind of eyed everything and kind of just went off of that. Oh, I gotta sit on a cushion because this hurts my ankles. We're sitting on a cushion. So already having an idea of what I was doing, I had to sit down recently. I needed to kind of pinpoint more of what I had been eating for so long, because it literally has been the same. When I told you guys that I've been maintaining, I've been at the same calorie intake. Food items have changed, but it's always been within the same calorie and macro range. My pre and post workout, my meals during the day, my before bed, all the meals I was eating through the day. And then of course I'd have my cheat, on the weekends. Like I explained to you guys, I always stuck within serving sizes of my cheats. I didn't do full cheat days. I did one cheat meal, one a week. And I stuck with that. I was very, very, very committed to that for all of the last couple of years. And I usually would always measure with my palm. I've talked about this before. I'd measure with my palm, especially for desserts. And my cheats and my rewards. I would try to stick with these as a serving size and I wouldn't go over. And that's how I've been doing it for the last couple of years. And you kind of like ingrain that, just like any other habit, any other kind of whatever your lifestyle is, it becomes a part of you. And it became easier over the years that I've done it. But I needed to pinpoint and I needed to get down to know exactly what my number was so I could make these adjustments. After playing around with some numbers, I was within like 60 and 70 grams of fat daily, about 160 grams of carbs, and this came from carb sources like whole potatoes, rice, oatmeal, fruits, and my carb drink. 50, 60 grams of protein from all different sources. My protein, you guys probably noticed it has decreased over the years. I don't eat as much protein as I used to. Keeping that in mind, that's where I was kind of maintaining at with my training over those last couple years. I didn't increase my intensity anymore. It just was always kind of within the same realm. I always timed my workouts. I always knew how long my workouts took. And I was always compensating for that. If there was days where I was training a little bit extra, I would add in extra food according to that. So those are things that come over time, that as you've been doing this for so long, I've been doing this for about 15 years now, it becomes a part of what you do. It's, you know what you're doing. It's like, just like anything else, it becomes second nature. For me talking to you guys, it needs to be a little bit more structured, especially if you're a beginner, especially if you're starting out. And so that's why I'm sharing with you. I still needed to go get my numbers so I know what I was doing to increase. I couldn't just increase and be like, oh, I'm gonna be great. So I wanted to have a better idea and a better understanding of what I was doing. We just got 150 grams of carbs, we had 60 grams of fat, and 50 grams of protein. I'm not changing my protein at all because I believe I don't need more than that. Fat, I'll probably play with like 10-15 grams of fat. And then my carbs, my goal is over the next couple months, I want to get to about 220 grams of carbs. But I'm going to slowly increase the carbs. Why do I want to slowly increase my carbs? When you've been at the same calorie intake for so long, your body is adapted to that. Now, if you decrease your calories too fast or increase it too fast, yeah, sure, you're either gonna gain weight or you're gonna lose weight. That's typical, that's what's gonna happen, that's natural. But it's not always the best way to lose or gain weight, because a lot of times what happens is you're just setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for yo-yo, fluctuating. If it's done too fast, it might interfere with your progress in the future, and it might be harder to maintain that progress. So you want to make slow adjustments. Let your body adapt. Let your body work with it. So you're going to slowly either lose weight or gain weight, whatever your goal is, over a period of time. So in my case, I'm going to slowly be gaining weight for this period of time. And I don't expect a lot, but I do expect a little bit. You know, maybe I might gain a little bit of lean muscle out of this. But that's the goal of it. We're gonna find out and see what happens with my body with these small changes in this certain time frame. I'll probably increase it maybe 5 grams every couple weeks. So we'll start with that and see what that happens. But that's the beauty of this lifestyle, is it's all about playing with numbers, about being creative with it and being flexible with it, trusting the process, enjoying it. Enjoying what you're doing. If I'm expected to gain a little bit of weight, we're gonna keep this under control still. Even though I am increasing calories, I'm not going crazy on processed foods. I'm not going crazy. You know, I never really did a lot of processed foods in the first place the last couple years. So I'm not gonna go crazy with it. I might, make some exceptions and include in a few items, but again, it's just like I was talking about earlier. It's reading your labels. I will enjoy my sweets. Probably, maybe I'll still stick with 1 to 2 times a week, a meal. Hi, and you coming to say hello? So, but you can keep your fat under control during this time if you don't go crazy on those high fat, sugar, processed foods. Right, crew? Right? So we're gonna keep this under control by still sticking with good food, still sticking with good whole food sources. But we will have some exceptions, and you guys will see this through the videos over the next couple months. I love you. I love you. Look at that smile on your face. I talked about this earlier in the video, is I'm not doing back-to-back exercises. I did that a lot in all my training. I was always doing something back-to-back. I had a lot of plyometrics, a lot of band work. I did sprints at least 1-2 times a week. I was doing various different high-intensity types of exercise like that. So now I'm just dropping back. I'm not gonna be doing any cardio, any sprints, period. Taking a break from that for the next couple months. And I'm omitting all the back-to-back exercises. I'm focusing more on muscle isolation. I'm not going to increase my weight too much. I'm just, omitting out the high-intensity cardio-like exercises. and just focusing on muscle isolation, more strength, more control, and stability in those exercises, more isolation out. So we'll see. This is just, I'm just being sporadic and random. This is no specific plan. This is no program that's out there. I'm just doing this because with the amount of knowledge that someone gains, you have that room to play around with stuff. So why not try it? Why not get creative? Why not experiment? That's how you learn. Welcome to do this with me. You know, I will put my information I'm doing for me under, you know, in here, but keep in mind, this is what I've been doing for me. Take this information, but apply it to you, if that makes sense. So you're not going to do exactly what I'm doing, but you're just taking the information and going off of your own personal information. I'm not going to be doing this completely alone this time because I am super excited. You guys know I have released my Mealplan app. Oh, so excited. So it's awesome because it has all kinds of different options in there, and you can base it off of your personal information. You can do macros and calorie based. And I'm actually going to be using my muscle building program option inside the Mealplan app. So when I did calculate all my numbers and I calculated in my Mealplan app, I wasn't far off from my maintenance inside the Mealplan app when it calculated for me from what I was just doing memory, just by guesswork for those last couple years. So which is kind of cool. All right, so we're gonna just show you what this looks like. So when you go into the app, you have so many awesome choices. So we're just gonna go to Mealplan, and this is already set up to my bulking meal plan. But what you can do is you can go in, you can see how there's all these options. There's get your custom meal plan or a new blank plan. Get your custom plan means it's making it based off your personal information. This new blank plan means that you are creating it yourself. We have optimal health, which I would consider this like a maintenance diet. Shred fat, build muscle, vegan and vegetarian options. So we're just going to go into, you know, get custom plan, get started. I am female and I am 32, 5'4", and we'll do 140. We're going to continue. So the BMR means what you should be intaking without exercise. This is what you need to be intaking in general for your daily. So this is what would be for me. So now we're gonna go next. And I would say I'm heavily active, 6 to 7 days. So we're gonna do gain lean muscle. So it calculates it out. It says 2,600, but I am going to increase it to 2,700. So we're just gonna do non-vegan Jen Heward. And so we got 2,700. So then you got all the meals already put out for you. What you should be eating each day. This is the recipes, what you need, how to make it. It has the macros in it, so it'll tell you at the bottom what the calories, the protein, fiber, carbs, fat, sugars are in that meal, which is so freaking awesome. You got week 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will just probably repeat this or change it up on the 5th week. And it changes each week for you. Da-da-da. And the other awesome thing is about this is you can go through and check and uncheck your certain ingredients and recipes, and it'll calculate it out for you. And also, here is your grocery list for you. It's just so user-friendly and easy. And so, yeah. So that's what I'm going to be using to kind of help me. Knowing me, I'll probably want to add my own things and change up things because that is my recipes and my meal app. So I'll probably play around with stuff, but for those of you, a structured plan like that, I highly, highly recommend if you're gonna do something like this. It keeps you on track, and so you know what you're intaking, and you know, you're not gonna be going under or over. Some people, a lot of times they are going under for too long, or they're going over for too long, and they don't want to know why they're not achieving any results. And you can try it for 7 days free if you want to see if this is something that will work for you. I'm going to be documenting my progress. I'm going to be sharing it with you guys over the next couple of months, so you guys can be a part of it too. And if you want to take this information and use it for your own. Thank you for being a part of today's video, and I'm excited to bring you guys more stuff and more, just this new challenge. I will see you guys in the next video.